Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. So guys, we are going to continue with the B-Max and the automatic transmission, the clutch that we did in the last video. That went back really well. I'm quite enjoying doing this actually. And yeah, it's basically ready to go back in the car. And everything back together, start buttoning everything back together. There's a bit of procedure, like I showed you before when we took it off. We've got to drop the sump to get the flywheel bolts connected. They've got to be connected in the right order because that's actually weighted. The old one is weighted as well, it's down there. But yeah, it's got to be connected in the right position, basically, on the actual car. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky, a little bit fiddly. Are we going to be able to get it done today? I really don't know. So we just have to see how it goes. This is a really heavy gearbox, I've got to be honest. So I'm going to need help with it. He's not going to be shown on camera, I'm sure. I'll ask, but I don't think he's going to want to be seen doing it with me. Some people just don't want to be on camera. Not like sort of being on camera and talking, but just sort of obviously just being filmed. People don't like being filmed, basically. But yeah, anyway, let's just see how far we get, what we can do. Hopefully we can get it in today, but let's just see, yeah, what we could do. So let's set up. I'll get you set up on a tripod. Let's get cracking. Let's do this. Right, okay, so, guys, you just see that. One take, no messing around. I did it on my own. I managed to get it up underneath there. Take it up, line it up. But I was up and down for, oh, God, a good hour or so. 2 hours, because, yeah, as you can see in there, obviously that there is the gearbox against the actual engine. But the reason why I was going up and down is because I had to check to make sure that the point was correct where it was balanced. Let me get underneath me and show you. The other thing I like to do as well, guys, is I had to remove the sump, completely remove the sump, and use this wooden contraption to hold up the engine so I can see through here and see where it lines up. So let me just zoom you in. So as you can see now, it lines up with the markings where it should be. You know, it's really Really tricky, this thing, I tell you, to take out and to put back. But this is the reason, it's because the bolts are there on the back of the actual flywheel. And they've got to be lined up correctly because it's weighted, you see. So, yeah, a very, very tricky put back. I thought I was going to need someone else, and I, at one point, was going to go and get someone else to help me. But in the end, persistence and just stuck with it, and a lot of a lot of swearing, which I don't normally do, but a lot of swearing. But it's there. So all we've got to do now is, oh God, get off the floor first of all, and then we've got to. Now I could just continue putting it back together, putting all the bolts around. All the bellows and bolts, get all that connected. Then we can get the mount over here, and then we're just going to continue putting everything back together with this one. But yeah, very, very fiddly job. I thought at one point I was going to take this air intake system, the front piece, out of the way so I can see it lined up through the starter motor housing. But I thought, do you know what, let's just drop the sump out of the way. And I'm glad I did, because that would have been a very, very tricky job if I didn't have that access. Plus, as well, there's a metal plate that runs around, like a shim, that runs around between the gearbox and engine. And that's on like dowels. There's a dowel this side, and there's a dowel the other side. You have to hook it on, and that just kept falling off. So I was dealing with a load of, bits and pieces and stuff like that. But it's on. That's good. So let's now continue. Get all the bolts on so it's nice and secure. And then we'll start putting this pieces back together and see how far we get today. So let's do this. Right, okay, guys, let me just cut in there to show you what I've been doing. So, well, we've got all the engine mounts back on. I've got one or two bolts left to do on the bell housing on the top end at the back, but you know, I'm just going through the motions and sort of getting everything buttoned back up. You can see that this one, see these bolts there? They've all been done up all the way around that flywheel. I actually put a little bit of Loctite as well on there just to make sure that it don't. But yeah, torque those up. Put the baffle back up as well. This thing is called a baffle. Baffling name, but it is. So that's back. I think it just like it's just the it pushes and pulls the oil in certain places, and you know it's got channels and stuff. So it's got a purpose. Don't get me wrong, but it's a weird name. And then put the oil pickup pipe back in place as well, which is nice and clean up there. So I've checked. So I've done that up. What else? All the rear gearbox engine mount, that's been put back on and done up. The cable and all that sort of stuff been put there. You've got a sensor at the back there, that metal thing there, that's a sensor, put that on. So just going through the motions really, just putting everything back on which I can. Drive shaft is obviously back in place as well, you can see it there. That drive shaft's back in place as well. Yeah, starter motor, that's back in place and bolted up. So we're getting there. We're getting there slowly getting there. And then I'm just sort of working my way around. Obviously put the engine gearbox control module. That's been put back in place as well. Transmission control module, sorry. And yeah, I'm just starting to put everything back in place and as well there. Just checking, obviously, on the my other phone positions of stuff because I took pictures of where everything come off and went back again. So I'm just sort of comparing notes and looking at that. So yeah, it's all taking time, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So let's continue for the moment. Let's just see how far I get. I don't think we're going to get this done today. I don't. But I'm going to give it a good push. So let's go for it, guys. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, slowly getting there. Everything's going back together. Just checking, just making sure, you know, I'm double checking the bolts, I'm double checking what goes where. I'm really sort of making sure, because this is the first time I've not done one of these before. And it's always a little bit slower, and you always have to go a little bit overboard, because you just got to make sure that you're not forgetting a process, or you're not forgetting a certain way. But what I have done and I wanted to make sure is that I'd done this sump before I left tonight, because you can see the sealant around the actual perimeter of the sump. I wanted to get that up into position, stuck all down correctly, bolted up, and ready for, so when we come back in tomorrow, that'll be all dry, left it overnight, and then that'll be all nice and dry. We can get the oil straight back in, and that's not going to hold us up from starting the car tomorrow, because I have, I've kind of run out of time tonight, really. But I'm going through the motions. I'm getting there, slowly. Got an actuator to put on there, so we'll do that one tomorrow. Put all these connectors back in to the transmission control module. We'll connect all that up, just making sure, just double check. But slowly getting there. So I've put the drive shafts in the actual hub now, both sides. So they're done up. I've just got to do the bolts at the bottom. But again, the bolts are over there. I always leave them kind of where they need to go, which is there. So yeah, it's getting there, guys. It is getting there, but I've run out of time today. I'm going to have to leave it there, really. But I'm glad I got that gearbox in and on my own, which I'm quite surprised at, really, that I thought I'd definitely going to need help in this one. But yeah, managed to get it in on my own. I just took my time, just make sure that it was all lined up, it was square, it was straight, just going backwards and forwards. I was going up and down, wasn't I? But yeah, I'm chuffed. I'm chuffed so far. I'll be even more chuffed tomorrow if we finish off this car, put everything back together, turn that key, clear the codes, do the learning, and that's it. It's done, and it works okay, or works as it should. I'll be absolutely shocked. So I'm hoping tomorrow, guys, that is going to happen. Fingers crossed in that one. But for today, like I said, it is going to be the end of today's video. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget, drop me a comment down below. Let me know how I'm doing. Give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you tomorrow when we're going to try to start this one, get it back together completely, and hopefully, fingers crossed, no issues, and I've solved it. I'm about 80%. I'm about 80% sure that we have, but there's always that doubt that it could be that transmission control module still. You just never know. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See you tomorrow in the next one.